Hello everyone, today we're out here on Whitehart Island and we're searching for a trophy whitetail buck. Now, we were doing a drive and right here we have a pretty big buck already. He has a score of 170 to 195 and his weight is 85 to 100 kgs, so he is going to be in the drive, but it's not that simple. When we have 6 or 7 guys here, we're all going to be trying to shoot this one buck. So he's definitely going to be a trophy whitetail. He's probably going to score between 170 and 180. And I would like to put him in my lodge. But there's a lot of people here. So everybody wants to get him. And it's fair game for everybody else. Alright, so we just got up in the tower stand here. And you can see there's quite a bit of action going on. There's a big buck right there. There's also 2 other pretty good bucks. I think there's a 160 buck there. And there's like a 150 buck right next to it. So there's definitely 3 150 type bucks out here. Alright, so Wiggles just had to fire a shot to take at a pretty big buck that was about to bust out of the drive. So normally I like to fire a random shot, but sometimes people shoot the buck before it actually runs, and that's not fair. So since they're all running, I'm just going to start shooting. Alright, he's definitely hit pretty hard. You can see his head hunched over pretty good. But he didn't go down, so we're going to keep shooting at him. And that shot right there definitely did a pretty good job on him. And he's down. Alright, so there's still a couple other bucks out here. We must well try and take them up. I think we might have just hit that one actually. That's the 160 buck running out there at about 180. And I think he just went down too. Alright, so we definitely got one of the big bucks down, but there's still a few more animals running around out here. Let's see if we can't take out one of these coyotes. And he went down. And I think that was the final shot. I don't see any more animals and I don't hear any more shots. So we should be able to go down and go find our big buck. Alright, so first we're going to head over to the second buck that we were shooting at. And I'm not sure who actually did get him, but he was definitely a good one. Alright, so Hunter 4950 got him and he scores 164.0. So that's definitely an awesome whitetail buck. And I think we did hit him, but either way, congratulations, Hunter 4950, nice buck. Alright, so now, let's go head over to the big buck, the one that we shot first, and I know we definitely killed that one. Alright, so here's our buck out here, right out in the swamp, and you can see he's got a pretty awesome rack on him. So, let's pick him up and see what he scores. And we hit him in the left hind leg and the right hind leg, so he wasn't going far. And he scores 177.4. So that's a monster buck, and he's definitely the biggest one so far in our new hunting lodge. The biggest one we had before I think was 170.1. So this one's definitely going to be the new trophy of the lodge. So let's take a cool picture of him and let's get him mounted. Alright, so that looks really cool right there. And it's an awesome picture. But I think everybody wants to be in the picture, so we're going to wait. Alright, here we go. Now this looks like a pretty cool picture. All 3 of us are in it, and the buck looks awesome. And yes, we're going to take a picture. And yes, we're going to mount him and hang him in our new trophy lodge. Alright, so there was actually another pretty good buck that got shot. I passed him up so someone else could shoot him, but here he is down right here. And Cooper shot him, and he scores 152.6. So that means we got 162 scoring, 177 scoring, and 152.6 scoring whitetail buck in this drive. So that was a pretty successful drive. Alright, so this happens last night. We decided to do one more drive out here on Whitehart Island. And lo and behold, there happened to be a giant whitetail buck. But this wasn't just giant. It was, I mean, probably the biggest one I've seen in a long time. He had a score of 185 to 210. And in that split second, that giant buck is dead. Alright, so luckily I managed to fire off a shot. Now, the way it works is whoever shoots first has a chance to actually kill the animal, but I didn't actually shoot first. Someone else shot, and as soon as they shot, everything's fair game. So, when this buck started running, I knew I only had 1 or 2 shots to potentially kill the biggest buck that I've ever seen. Also, there's still plenty of animals in the drive right now, and we could be still shooting at them, but we really need to get to this buck soon before someone else does. I'm not going to claim him unless I know he's for sure a buck that we actually did hit. And there's a turkey flying over our head right there. But he did go down, and we had a pretty good lead on him, so I got a good feeling that it should be our buck. And there he is right there. Look at the size of this buck. So right now we're just going to look at him and see whether or not we hit him. And do you see that hole right there? Right in the middle of his body. That means we did in fact hit him. And I know Wiggle shot first, so if he shot and it died, we wouldn't have got a shot at him after that. So basically, if we hit him second, it would be our buck. And that's what happens. And yeah, you can see he scores 198.9. That is a giant whitetail buck. So this is actually the biggest whitetail that I've ever got on video. I have got a 196, I think, but this one is definitely bigger. Alright, so now we're just trying to get everybody in the trophy shot, and then we'll get ready to take a picture, and we're definitely going to get this thing mounted and put in our new trophy lodge. So at first the trophy shot wasn't the greatest. It was sort of okay, but you can see how the head is actually just floating. Now, on a buck like this, it's pretty risky to spend too much time on a trophy shot because it could glitch out just like that, and you're not going to even have any of a picture whatsoever at all. It's going to look like a 120 buck sitting there. So we want to take our time and make sure we don't move it too much because it could glitch out completely, and then it could actually disappear, and that would not be good. Alright, so what seemed like forever, which in real life was about 25 minutes. We managed to get a picture. So this is actually the biggest whitetail that I've ever got on video. I have got a 196, I think, but this one is definitely bigger. In fact, alright, let's go head over to the trophy lodge right now and go take a look at our giant whitetail buck. Actually, I forgot. We have another mounter buck to look at too. So we're going to go head over to the trophy lodge and go take a look at 2 mounter whitetail bucks. Alright, we're back here at the trophy lodge, and here's our first big buck that we shot. He scores 177.4, and we shot him with a 308 carbon. On the run, we hit him 2 times, but eventually he did go down. So here he is mounted here, and he definitely looks pretty awesome. I was so happy to have this buck. I was planning on him being the biggest one of the lodge. And actually I moved over the 216 muley to the fireplace here, because he looks a lot better. I had the big whitetail buck here at first, but I decided to move him. So this was definitely the biggest whitetail at first, until this giant popped out. This is our 198.9 scoring typical whitetail buck. And he would have scored 200 without deductions. He actually would have scored 200.2, which is pretty much about as big as they get. He looks like he has the same frame as a 200. And if you look at the side of him, you can see he does have the big crab claws, and he is an 8x8, so that's where pretty much he gets all the score that he could possibly get from. He has all of his tines pretty symmetrical. I did notice on one side his tine was a little bit shorter. I think it's on this side actually. I think it would be the G3 there. No, yeah, the G3 on this side, right there. You can just barely see it. That one's a little bit shorter. And if it was a little bit taller, it would have been 200 scoring. But he's still an absolute giant, and we took him out with a 308 carbon. We hit him in the intestines on the run, but Wiggles actually had him hit once in the body. So it's kind of half his buck, but at the same time, somebody else would have shot him. It just so happened that we got lucky, and it was us. So here he is, the biggest buck in our lodge. Probably the biggest buck that we'll be able to put in here in a long time. They really don't get much bigger than that. Alright guys, well, I think that's going to be the end of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.